Hi, everyone. Gerry Dulac along with Ray Fittipaldo. We're at the Steelers South Side facility where we just listened to the Mike Tomlin news conference. Our Steeler Report brought to you by Savinas, Kane & Gallucci, mesothelioma, and asbestos lawyers with 85 years of experience for gaining millions for their clients. Go to sdklaw.com. Ray, Mike Tomlin pointing to two opportunities, he said, in which the Steelers had opportunities to win, but that they ended up costing them the game. One was the interception in the end zone after that long, great play by Jaylen Warren. Steelers are at the Seahawks 3. Aaron Rodgers' pass for Pat Freiermuth gets tipped accidentally by Calvin Austin III, and it's intercepted. Aaron Rodgers was thinking that's a touchdown. I'm still not sure that would have been a touchdown because that was a low throw in the corner to Pat Freiermuth, who was already outstretched. In either case, it was intercepted, and then, of course, the other was that gaffe by the mental gaffe by Kaleb Johnson. Johnson not recovering the kickoff. Seahawks did in the end zone. It's a touchdown. That's the one move Mike Tomlin is making this week. He's taken Kaleb Johnson off the kickoff return unit, and probably for that reason, but also he hasn't been very good in that role anyhow.
And now the question is, Gerry, do you even dress Kaleb Johnson? He's played 4 offensive snaps in the first 2 weeks, so this seems like it's going to be a short-term benching. I would argue, yes, he has to learn from this. He's got to get much better. But when you watch that second down where they tried to run Kenneth Gainwell up the middle in that situation, it's a strong argument that this team needs a big back for goal-to-go situations. So if there's a role for Kaleb Johnson down the road, I think it could be in third and fourth down situations.
And yet, while he is a bigger back than what they have, he's not the type of back who runs like that. He's not a back like Najee Harris. And, we're not going to sit here and lament why they should or should not have kept Najee Harris. But Kaleb Johnson is not that style of runner. He is more, they want to use him more on their wide zone schemes. And yet, like you said, they've only played him 2 snaps from offense. Yeah. I don't expect them to sit him down because of the injuries. They don't have to. They already have enough guys to get down to the game day roster. But we haven't seen anything from Kaleb Johnson so far, and it's a long season. Yeah. To even make you think, okay, this is going to be a nice addition for him right now, at least.
Yeah, right now, 3rd-round pick, Gerry. You need your 3rd-round picks, if not to be starters, you need them to be contributors at some point. So, hopefully, for the Steelers' sake, they can get more out of Kaleb later in the season.
Mike Tomlin kind of damning his team with faint praise in several instances, saying he thought the run defense was better against Seattle than it was against the Jets. He said they thought they wore down as the game went on. Certainly that 19-yard touchdown on 3rd and goal by Kenneth Walker was indicative of that. They were either disinterested, the way they looked, I don't think it was that, but you can see they were tired that nobody even touched him on a weaving run. Shows that they just wore down as the game went on.
Yeah, and if you watch that game on the All-22, Gerry, if you look, Peyton Wilson is turning and looking at a safety. He's either receiving communication or trying to give communication to them. And by the time the ball is snapped, he doesn't even get his head turned around. So that's why he was late to the flat. It's not an excuse for the Steelers not getting at least a hand on Kenneth Walker in that situation, but again, Mike Tomlin talked about communication, how it's been bad. He blamed the newness, 4 new starters in the secondary. I get it, but when you let up a touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 19, Gerry, it's a bad look.
The other instance where you're damning him with faint praise, he said he thought Broderick Jones played better against the Seahawks than he did against the Jets. Strangely, I agree with him. When you go back and you watch him, it's still not a grade A effort. But it was a little bit better than what we saw against the Jets.
Hey, he didn't give up 3 sacks.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was a little bit better, but there's still a lot of issues for Broderick. On the other side of the line, Troy Fautanu, I thought, didn't play as well as he did in the opener.
And didn't play as well as Broderick Jones, I thought, in that game.
That's an issue for the Steelers. You would hope at least one of those guys would solidify and kind of be a rock for your offensive line. We haven't seen that to this point. The offensive line overall, Gerry, has not protected Aaron Rodgers well. They have not blocked well in the running game. They need those guys to take a step forward. You got 2 first-round picks. You got a second-round pick in Zach Frazier. Those guys have got to step it up.
And, Ray, for the second game in a row, no explosion runs or run longer than 10 yards until 46 seconds remain. Kenneth Gainwell at garbage time had a 13-yard run. Conversely, the defense has given up already 9 runs of at least 15 yards. Kenneth Walker had 4 of them himself. That's a lot of a kind of chunk runs for 2 games from that run defense, and we know the problems they've been having all the way through on defense, but especially the run defense.
Yeah, and there's a couple of plays that really come to mind from that Seahawks game. A couple of plays actually where Keanu Benton just gets blown off the ball, and then now there's that famous clip out there, the Seattle fullback. I think his name was Robbie Outs.
Ouch, yeah.
He pancakes both Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen on the same play. You can't have that happen. If you watch that play, actually, Cam Hayward actually stunted out of that hole, and Peyton Wilson had to fill it. He didn't fill it well, but that's a big issue for the Steelers as well. Yes, the front is not playing well, but the inside linebackers have to be stouter as well, to use a Mike Tomlin phrase.
I was going to say, I think it's more stout. Ray, a lot of discussion, probably during, but also after the game, about Mike Tomlin punting on 4th and 1 from his own 48. When it happened, I didn't bat an eye, maybe because I've been around Mike Tomlin too long, but it's a tie game, 14-14. He didn't want to give the Seahawks a short field. He said a lot of points weren't being scored, so he didn't have – if it was the week before, the 34-32 game, in that situation, I bet he goes for it because points were running up on the board.
Yeah.
This was a different example, but not wanting to give them a short field, and then they end up going however many yards they went and kicked a field goal anyhow. But the discussion centered, or the question then centered on, what are you reluctant to use Aaron Rodgers in that situation, a 41-year-old quarterback sneaking? And he said Aaron Rodgers is a tough-minded, durable guy, and that if he wants him to sneak or has to have him sneak, he's going to have him do it.
Yeah, and it also brought up the subject, if you don't want to do that for whatever reason, maybe Aaron Rodgers isn't great at it, or you don't want to put him in harm's way. Mike said he would be open to other players actually running that play. But, Gerry, you were at training camp as much as I did. I did not see them do one tush-push, one quarterback sneak with anyone, including Aaron Rodgers at training camp. So if they're going to do it, they better start working on it now.
Ray, I know a quarterback who was older than Aaron Rodgers who would sneak all the time, and that was Tom Brady.
Yes,
he did it. There was no reluctance on him doing it and them having him do it. So maybe we'll see it sometime.
And he was good at it, too.
Yes, he was. I don't think they ever stopped him, speaking of unstoppable plays. The Steelers go to New England on Sunday, 1 p.m. kickoff, where they never beat Tom Brady. Good news is he's not playing this week. Ray and I will be at that game. We'll give you the recap afterward, as we always do. For Ray Fittipaldo, I'm Gerry Dulac. You're watching Post-Gazette.com.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.